everyone, so here I am with my 3D eyebrow experience. This video is going to be part 1 of 2 videos. Part 2 is going to be basically how my eyebrow heals and all that good stuff. So make sure you keep your eyebrows peeled for that. So let's get on with this. You might be wondering why I got this done, but the whole reason why I did get it was because of my friend Diana. She had these awesome eyebrows and I legit thought they were real, and it turns out they weren't. She posted it on her Instagram about 8 months ago that they were these 3D eyebrow tattooing, and I had never heard of it before. And then did my research on it and kept chickening out, and I finally decided to go ahead and book it with the lady that did hers, because what's the best way to get things done is through a referral, because you know you've seen their work. So I phoned last week and I got an appointment today. And prior to making that appointment, me being, you know, Miss Google here, I do a lot of research and I always want to make sure I'm in the right hands. So I Yelped her, I did everything that I could to make sure, like, you know, it was like legit. It's not your normal eyebrow tattooing, which a lot of you guys are fully aware of, where it looks kind of very stenciled in. And then with 3D eyebrow tattooing, it's just basically drawn little hairs, as you guys can see here. This is really fresh. I got this done today. I want to say, what, about 2 hours old. So as you can see, it's a little bit shiny still because of the ointment that they put on top of it. As you guys can see, I do not have any eyebrows whatsoever. They're very, very sparse, and everything here is basically drawn in. The only hairs that I probably have are right around here and then right around here. But with that said, it's very, very fine and it's basically invisible. So all of these she tattooed and drew it all in. It looks really dark right now, which I was pre-warned from a couple of people to not judge it on the first day because the ink is very fresh. So basically when I walked in, I was greeted by her assistant, who immediately sat me down to one of the makeup stations, and she asked me if I wanted to keep my eyebrow as, I guess, the guide for the tattooing. And I said, you know what, I sometimes like my eyebrows and sometimes I don't, because I always know one side's always wonky than the other, and I'm usually pretty good at trusting professionals to do their thing, because that's what they do, you know. So I said, no, I'm totally open to whatever she suggests. So she wiped off my eyebrows, she put the numbing cream, which is freaking aces, like, it's just bomb. And I guess we sat there for like about 20 minutes to let it do its job. And then after that 20 minutes, she did this little, like, I guess, I'm not really quite sure what she did. This is still her assistant, by the way. She got, like, I guess, what they use, they don't use a tattoo machine because it is a tattoo, but it's not your typical tattoo. It was basically like, what's that, like a exact, kind of like it's a knife, but it kind of resembles like an X-Acto knife, but it's not an X-Acto knife. I'm sure it's a tool for your eyebrows. But she basically kind of opened it up just to check and see if, like, you know, if the numbing cream was working, and also just kind of, I'm really not quite sure. I just felt like a little like tugging, and she put more numbing cream, and then I sat there again for like about another 20 minutes or so. That's when Elysiane took me to her makeup chair and started shaping up my eyebrows. And during that consultation, she asked me what I wanted, and I said, I leave it up to you. Like, I trust your, you know, what you suggest for my face shape and for my eyebrows. So I kind of felt bad for Elysiane because, one, I don't have any eyebrows, which I'm sure she's probably so used to, like, working with a lot of people there. But just how I am, I always just go, I'm sorry, but you got your work cut out for you, girl. So her shaping it, and then on top of that, like, I have these high cheekbones. So even though with me saying that I am, you know, open to what your suggestions are, I did have like a few things that I knew that I didn't want happening, which is a lot of makeup artists, when I have gotten my makeup done in the past, always want to round out my eyebrows. You know, I did that when I was younger, the whole thin eyebrow thing. I'm not into that right now. I just want my eyebrows to look very natural and somewhat full. And she was open to that, and she kept making adjustments until I was really satisfied, until she was satisfied. And her assistant, you know, put her 2 cents in too, and I feel like her assistant really got like what I wanted as well. So it was a good communication between all 3 of us until we got it perfect. And then the last thing, after she shaped my eyebrows, we started talking about color, and knowing the fact that I was a hairstylist, and I told her that, you know, I tend to change my color up, meaning like just either going dark, a little bit darker or a little bit lighter. Knowing the fact that I do that, she suggested that we should just stick with like more of a darker brown tone. And I said, oh yeah, I could basically use a shadow or anything like that if I want to add like dimension or lighten it up a little bit. And she's like, yeah, exactly, it's perfect. It's pretty much 80% the tattoo and then 20% of the shadow if necessary. So we decided to go with a dark brown. And then after we did that, she took me to the back, and that's when the whole procedure started happening. I laid down on a, you know, one of those medical beds, I guess. As I'm laying on the table now, this is the part where she's saying like, close your eyes, just relax, and whatever you do not move. So I'm like, all right, cool, I'm good. And then she just started working her thing. I didn't really see anything. I don't know what was happening. I just assumed that she just had her little tool and she was just feathering out the little brush strokes of my eyebrows. I didn't honestly feel any, well, I did feel stuff, but not what you think. It just felt like little scratches. I don't even know how to describe it. It honestly didn't hurt because that numbing cream, it worked. What kind of got me more was actually hearing the tool cutting my eyebrow up, or the skin, like, because it's, you know, little feather strokes, so you actually hear that. Maybe for you guys who are going to do this, you might want to bring a little pair of headphones. Even when I get my tattoos done, it's the noise that actually bothers me rather than actual tattooing. So same goes for this 3D eyebrow tattooing. I feel like hearing it was worse than the actual feeling it. It didn't really take that long. It took about like 15 minutes, maybe, if that. She worked on one eye first, then she worked on the other eye, and then she put more numbing cream, let it set in for a second, and then she did little touch-ups, and then put some more like stuff on my eyebrows, and then that was it. So when I got up from the table and I saw the mirror for the first time, I was actually like kind of thrown off for a good second, because it was so weird to actually see like hair. Like, even though it's like drawn in hair, like to me it looks like it's real hair. Like when you take a look at it, to me this looks like it's real. As much as I liked how I did my eyebrows, it always looked very like drawn in, you know, softer but drawn in. But this looks like it's little hairs. And I thought I used to draw in hairs when I used to do my eyebrows, but this is like to another level. As you guys can see, it's a little bit warmer, and that is something that she told me that it was going to be, because I did bleed a little bit, so some of that warmth is because of the blood. And it is a lot darker than it's supposed to be because it's fresh. In a couple of days, it's supposed to soften up some. I know the color tone, when we were talking about it, I wanted to make sure it was not dark because I did not want dark eyebrows. During our consultation, I made it clear that I did not want like very, very harsh dark eyebrows, like black. So we did like more of a like medium brown to dark brown tone. I'm pretty excited about it. I have a feeling this is gonna heal really nicely, I'm hoping. And in the next 7 days, I'm supposed to apply that ointment that was given to me 3 times a day, and no makeup. And then from there on, like I guess in 7 days, we'll see how it heals. And then in 3 weeks, I made an appointment already. I pre-booked an appointment for a touch-up. With a touch-up, it's basically, you know, checking it out to see if any adjustments need to be made, which is very, very sweet of her and very awesome. And I guess that's pretty much it. This 3D tattooing is not permanent, it's semi-permanent, but with that said, anything that is said semi-permanent to me isn't really semi. As you guys know with like hair color, you know, once you do it, it's gonna be there. It might not be as intense, it's gonna be there. The recommended touch-ups on these, from what I read, was every 12 to 18 months. So that's not too bad comparing to waking up every day, taking about, I don't know, for me it would always take me at least 5 to 8 minutes just doing my eyebrows, because I would have like literally like about 5 steps in drawing my eyebrows in. And actually, me doing my eyebrows took longer than doing my whole face makeup. Alright guys, so if you want to know more about Alicia Ann and Hera's permanent makeup, more information will be down in the description box, so check her out. This was not a sponsored video. This was paid from my own money, and money that I'm really glad that I spent, because I had a really amazing experience with her. And I'll see you guys in a week with, I guess, the follow-up video. Bye!